We good? Yeah, we're good. That'll do, won't it? Jay, Ronaldo, thanks for being here with me. Yeah, that'll do. It's not the best in the world, you know? It's not the best in the world, but it will do. Because it's not me that's the important thing. What the important thing is what these charts are telling us. Now, we've got a little bit of a problem, right? That's because we all want to make money, and the next 3 months are incredibly important. November and December are critical. Self-fulfilling prophecies happen all the time in crypto world and in the land of forex as well. Commodities. If most of the people that trade and deal with these assets, they all say something's going to happen, then generally it does, because everybody FOMOs in and makes it happen, or everybody goes into FUD and it makes it happen. So, for example, we look at the last December, everyone was saying that we were going to go to $20,000, and all the bears were saying there's no way that Bitcoin could get to $20,000, and we blasted straight through it up to $21,500, if I remember right. So, really important that you understand that self-fulfilling prophecies, more often than not, come true. Now, America, the UK, all around, all of these, you know, Crypto Jack, you got Crypto, you got Da Vinci, they're all saying well over $100,000 by December. So, if Bitcoin is going to go up that much, which is going to be approximately double what where are we now? We're at 56,000 now, so we're almost going to double our money in Bitcoin. Is there any way of making more money using altcoins to kind of move up the ladder a little bit quicker? So maybe, for example, if any of us have achieved 1 Bitcoin, then well done. If you were to put your 1 Bitcoin into a certain asset by December, is it possible that your 1 Bitcoin could be worth 2 Bitcoins? Is that possible? And what should we be looking for? Before I continue, Ronaldo and JJ, can you still hear me, and is everything still good? Please, can you just confirm that, please? I would be most grateful. Why have I got an advert in the middle of my own? This is so silly. A little bit of bleed from your headphones, but not enough to address it. Maybe turn them down. It's brilliant otherwise, and good to have you back. Nice one, Ronaldo. Thank you. All right. So, that being the case, right, what I've got here, apart from all the rest of all the stuff that's down on the charts, what I have is Bitcoin dominance, right? Thanks, man. What I've got on is the Bitcoin dominance. Now this is key. I can't stress this enough, because what happens here within the Bitcoin dominance is going to be the deciding factor as to whether these altcoins that we're in either make us more money, or we end up losing Bitcoin and not being able to gain what it is that we want. And it may even be that if we're locked in or stuck in or over leveraged into these altcoins, that it may be time now, if it's already too late and we've lost what we feel is too much, we might have to ride our altcoins even further down before we see the turnaround that our altcoins come down to even less than, let me just bring this up now, if it might be that we need to wait until we see the Bitcoin dominance go all the way up, and it's going to look horrible against Bitcoin, against fiat, no doubt. We'll be making hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of pounds, but it depends on our portfolio, of course. But the thing is, as it rolls over and comes down, okay, this will most likely be after, so this will be post Bitcoin peak. So once we've reached that peak of Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin dumps in a matter of a week or so, like it did in 2017, then what will end up happening is the Bitcoin dominance will drop down. Now, when it happened last time, if I go to the weekly, because there's a lot of data here, if I go to the weekly and just kind of zoom down, I'll read that chat in a second. What happened here is Bitcoin dominance came down to this amount here, which was about 38.79%, my bad. Right, so once it came down to that, this was in 2018, bear in mind now that there are so many more projects out there, so much more institutional investment. This is why things like USDC, USDT, Tether, and Coinbase coin are USDC are so high in the market cap, is because companies like Binance and Coinbase are offering such high interest rates, if you want to call it an interest rate, in that the to have their money, these institutions, these businesses, to have their money left in fiat currency, whilst the economy is printing off and the bank's license to print continues, and this stimulus money gets given out, then what ends up happening is this stealth tax, whereby you've got maybe £1,000 in your bank now, might buy you one thing, but in 3 years' time, the £1,000 will buy you hardly anything, a quarter maybe of what it would have done, maybe a year ago. So what they don't want to do that. They don't want to leave their money in the bank. So what they've done now is most of them have now twigged on, using financial advisors, to USD, basically stable coins. So stable coins now are really highly ranked on CoinMarketCap. So go on to CoinMarketCap, have a look, and you'll see that USDT is around about 4 or 5 or something. USDC I think is around about 7 or 8 roughly on CoinMarketCap, right? But take into consideration that those coins are also altcoins. They're still classed as altcoins. So when we look here on the dominance, we are taking those coins as well into consideration. So whilst this looks quite scarily high right now, we've come down and hit this bottom. You might have bought a load of altcoins here, or transferred all your Bitcoin into altcoins, and you've ridden it up and you've ridden it down, and now here we're getting this sort of scary turnaround. Is this going to sort of start moving up, up the way, and starts losing us money in Bitcoin? I'm just kind of giving you guys a little bit of reassurance that there's a couple of things to consider, right? First of all, no one can say yes it's going to happen or no it's not going to happen, regardless of how good you are at technical analysis. There is just no way of saying what is going to happen. We don't know you just don't know. The fundamentals can't be looked into. But what we can do is use the charts, use everything we know, whether it's the Ichimoku cloud, the Donchian channels, RSI, divergences, moving averages, get them all, work it out, and what we can do is look at the best chance scenario using the technicals. And if we can get the best chance of what to do with our money, and then we follow the best chance, then we've got the best chance of making the best out of this bull run that's about to happen. All right. Now, worst case scenario, that the technical analysis that we do turns out to be wrong, then it's just a matter of waiting, or using shorting if you feel confident enough. But if you're already scarily in the negative and you feel that you've lost out this year, you might not want to leverage trade or short the market, or even leverage trade long margin, long the market. You might not want to do that. So what will happen then is you'll have to wait until post. This is what I was saying earlier. You have to wait until post halving, not halving, post bull run, and then wait then until the dip. And then once that massive dip happens, that's when the dominance will change, and that's when you'll be able to convert your money back into Bitcoin, and hopefully you will have made yourself a little bit more Bitcoin. The problem is then, right? The problem is then is that your Bitcoin value in fiat currency will be lower than where we are now, possibly, potentially, right? And then it'll be a matter of waiting until the halving, and then we'll end up getting the buy signal on the hash ribbons. If you guys haven't seen the hash ribbons, it's on let's have a look at hash ribbons. Yeah, what you tend to find is on hash ribbons here, post halving. So these lines here are your halving. Every time that you see a blue buy signal on the hash ribbons, it's normally a really good time to buy. Obviously the COVID dump didn't help, but then after the halving that we've just had, the buy signal happens, and then away you go. At the minute, this is not let me bring it up against there we go. You see it here. You got your buy signal, and then away you go. It goes up massive. Just show you that from after this buy signal happened here, we ended up making 730%, right? Okay, so that's that buy signal. This buy signal that happened just here, means that so far we've made 100% of our money. So these buy signals on the hash ribbons, really powerful, really important, but I don't expect to see one of those turn back up again until the miners' capitulation, the price that the miners get per blockchain, starts to change. But at the moment, because of the price of Bitcoin, Bitcoin miners are making enough money and they're doing well, so there's no reason to change it. So we haven't got a buy signal yet, but keep our eye on that. It might be. My point is, in 4 years' time, well, yeah, around about 3 or 4 years' time, that's when our money will be worth a lot more in Bitcoin, and then we'll be able to cash out and become rich with and go and buy our Lamborghinis and all the rest of it. Not financial advice. So that's where I'm going with all this, really. So, but where are we? I mean, have we got a chance of it rolling over, getting another dip so that we can earn more money in altcoins, and then transfer it in Bitcoin, ready for this big parabolic move of Bitcoin, right? This is what I'm hoping to do today. Let me just go to the chat because I've got people I really like and really respect on there, and I want to make sure that I'm catering for them. So just give us a minute. Right, so looks good. That's fantastic. Nice setup for a mobile unit. Yes, my man. So Andy Goodlad is a good friend of mine, and he's on the chat as well. That Dan, nice to hear you. An accent that's familiar. Thank you, Dan. Nice to have you in the chat. I know all of you guys. You're all great, and yeah, basically, just going through some problems with my health at the moment, and coming on camera just gives me it gets me really edgy for some reason. I can get on a stage and perform, and in front of a load of people doesn't give me any problems, but as soon as I get on the camera, I start shaking a little bit, and yeah, so it's just a little bit rough at the minute. So and I don't like editing. I don't like doing a video and then going in there and editing it all, because I think that if you see me as I am now, you can see that I'm being honest, and if there's any fluff ups or hash ups that I make, then you can say, yeah, this guy's human. You know, he's just one of us who enjoys cryptocurrency and reading the charts. All right, so this is me, and this is what we're doing. Right. Anyway, let's get into this. This is the situation. So we've got Bitcoin dominance, and this is what I am seeing. This is on the weekly. So let's go back to the daily, because the weekly gives us a massive sort of big picture of a mosaic, and that's great. And you can see all of this visible range here of orders, but we want to know, like, what's going to happen. Are we going to get this sort of next dip? And on the weekly, it's difficult to see, very difficult to see. Okay, first of all, I will start at the top, and let's just let's get rid of this hash ribbons, because they don't apply for what it is that we're talking about right now. Right, okay. Now, most of you that are on here now will have seen my sketchy videos, my doodly videos on bullish and bearish divergence, hidden bullish and hidden bearish divergence. If you haven't, they're great little videos. They're about 2 or 3 minutes each. Go and watch them, and you'll learn what it all means if you don't already. And I think that everybody on here does. Right. So here we are now at this situation where it is actually really difficult to see. Right. It is really difficult to see. Basically, when you're looking at charts, and you're looking at 2 different currencies, right? Maybe you're looking at Bitcoin versus the dollar, for example. Maybe you're looking at GME, because I know some of you are GME enthusiasts. Whatever currency it is that you're looking at, or whatever commodity or exchange that you're looking at, all of these charts that you bring up, they all work. Okay, I should be the other way around, really, shouldn't I? Because the sun's behind me, and that's probably not very good for the camera. I don't know, should I sit over here instead? There you go. Got the swimming pool in the background. Right, I think that's about right. I don't know. Right, yeah, so my point is, when we're looking at the dominance, right, essentially we are looking at 2 different currencies. We're looking at Bitcoin on the one side, and we're looking at all of the altcoins clasped together as one currency. So all of these chart indicators that we use on a daily basis, they all work on the dominance as well, which is fantastic, because that's what we want, right? So let's have a look at what's going on. I'm heavily invested in altcoins right now, which is probably the motivation for me bringing out this video, because I myself am stuck in this conundrum. What do I do? Do I move most of my portfolio back into Bitcoin if we're going to see the dominance of Bitcoin start taking off, yeah, and coming up here? Then I don't need to be in alts. We need to be in Bitcoin as much as possible. Most of our portfolio needs to be in Bitcoin. But if not, and we're going to get like this rollover come down here, then there's a high possibility that we could make a lot of money in altcoins because against Bitcoin. Because if the Bitcoin dominance changes by, let's say, 2%, then normally, if it's 2% that it changes in Bitcoin dominance, then you'll see most of the altcoins change by 4 times that. So if it goes down by 2%, then you'll see altcoins go down by 2, 4, 6, 8%, sometimes 10%, just on a 2% move of the dominance. So it's really quite a big issue if you just get a 2%, 3% move on here. Right. So now I've kind of blabbered on a little bit about all that lot. This is what I'm seeing, okay? By the look of it straight away, it's a scary thought because we are above the 20 SMA, which is very important. That's this medium line of the Bollinger Band. And if we're above that on the daily chart, then generally, we're on, as far as day traders are concerned, we are in a bullish trend, right? In fact, I think I've got, let me have a look. Did I put it on there earlier? I've got a moving average on there. No, let me put it on there now. It's difficult to see because of the sunlight. Let's stick this moving average on there. There you go. And the big one that we need is the 50. So if I get that, we'll stick the 50 in there because this is like the big key. And let's go into the style, make that something that's going to stand out like this pink, and also give him a little bit of girth, a little bit of thickness. Let's make him a little bit thicker. There we go. Right, so now we've got pink girth. How about that one, lads? Pink girth. Anyway, or should I say ladies? I don't know. Take your pick. I don't know if you're homophobic or not. Anyway, it's a completely separate topic. Right, the 50 is if you're above the 50, then that is absolutely a bull trend. So we can see now that the 50, which is this moving average that I've just put on there, this pink one, this 50 and the 20, they're both together. They're both together. In fact, you've got this cross that they're confirming that we are in this bull trend. Right. So that's one thing that's telling us that that Bitcoin dominance is going to continue, and that's a powerful indicator, right? However, if we kind of open this up and look at the top of this here. We add a high, because what I'm doing is I'm looking at these numbers just up here, right? We add a high on this one. If I hover over this candle, it says under the H, it says 44.43. And the high of this one says 45.64. So this is definitely higher. Okay? And when we look at the RSI, it's also higher. So we're not getting any bearish divergence or anything telling us that we can potentially be going down. Not on the daily anyway, okay? So nothing is sort of saying, hey, it's going to come down. Scary stuff. Right, but if I then zoom right back out and shrink it down a little bit, let me just get rid of the, is that VPR on or not? I'm not sure. Let me bring this line up right here. I want to show you something that's kind of giving me a little bit of confidence. If not confidence, maybe the word's uncertainty, right? And that is because if I put a line just there, which is where we are, let's make that line a little bit different. Let's go to this. Yeah, white line's nice. Let's make its opacity to full, and yeah, I could put resistance in there, but you know what I mean. Right, okay, so that's there now. For some reason, it's not there. Didn't I just put that white line there? It's this line, isn't it? Didn't I just remember white a minute ago? What the hell's going on? Sorry, guys. What's wrong with this? You saw me do that, didn't you? You all saw me do that. Look, it's white. Show text. Style. Ah, there we go. White. Woohoo! There we go. Let's give him a little bit of girth as well. I don't want dotted. I want them a bit thicker. There we go, and it stands out. There we go. Coordinates. It doesn't matter what percentage it is at. Right, that's where we are now. Okay, guys. Let me just look at the. Are you saying anything, guys? Ronaldo is still there. Happens every time, brother. I think you do really well. Cool. Right. So this is what we got. So where is the positive thing? What is it that's making me uncertain that the dominance is definitely going to go up? And the uncertainty is that when we look at the past, which I don't really want to do, because in the past, like in 2018, there wasn't anywhere near the amount of institutional money, like I was saying about Tether and all the stable coins that all the institutions are bought into. There's so much more now than there was back then, that to look to the past to find out support and resistance levels for now on the dominance kind of goes against my gut feeling and makes me feel like, you know what, I don't want to look at the past. So I'm not going to, and that's my reason why. So for now, all I can do is look at locally the support and resistance of where we are, right? So we've got the moving averages saying we're going up. Okay, I've just put this line here to say where the price is now, because the little dash line wasn't standing out bright enough. And here we've got definite resistance or support at the time here along this place. I mean, this was this for what, since the 8th of July all the way through to the 25th of July. So about 3 weeks we couldn't break this. We couldn't break it, and then from that not being able to break it, we ended up getting some major move, and then we came down, and we've just followed it down and made a load of money on our altcoins, right, against Bitcoin. Now, when we came down here, look at the volume. The volume was going up, which gave us some kind of assurance, along with the fact that as the price was going down here, all the way down here, the RSI was kind of showing like this hidden bullish divergence as the tops were going kind of, they weren't following it, they were kind of going up or sideways as this was going down. Continuation indication that this was going to continue, right? We don't have that here. We don't have this continuation. Bullish, so bulls attack from the bottom. So if we're bullish on this, what we should be seeing really is that all these little lows that we have when we have these little retracements as we've been going up, like every red candle, the red candles should be going down. So we have the red candle here, and then the next red candle, which is this one, if we've got hidden bullish divergence, should be down here, and it's not. So we don't have anything that says that it's going to continue. So hidden bullish divergence is not happening. Alright, so we don't have bearish divergence, but we don't have any hidden bullish. So we've got, that doesn't indicate anything. Bear in mind, this is just a chat through with you guys that already know what you're talking about. I'm just bringing some things to your attention. We had local support. We've dropped below it, and we're back at that point again. Alright, so, alright Tony, fair enough, we can all see that, that's like beginner stuff, right? Fine, great. If you're with me on that and you all agree on that, then fantastic, we can move on. Next step from beginner stuff, we start looking at the RSI and at what point, okay? Once we hit 70, if you look at this number here, once you hit 70, anything above that is classed as oversold. Now, once you're in that oversold range, sometimes that's a great thing, because once you're in the oversold range, it kind of indicates that you're in this major bull run, because every time that you're in this oversold zone, the oversold ends up going up like maybe to 72, and then 78, and then 80, and then 82, and it just keeps going up until the next one is a lot lower, and then there's your bearish divergence, which you need to worry about. Okay, so I'm aware of that, and I'm telling you that that could happen. However, with this local support that's now turned into resistance, and I'm seeing that we are now in this oversold area, which also at times is a danger zone that says once we hit this area, then the chances are we can come down. Depends on whereabouts we are in the Bollinger Bands. And here's a prime example. Over here, we ended up going over the 70 mark. So if I just hover my mouse there, let's see these numbers here. If I just hover my mouse over the high of that point, we got to 72.28, right? Meaning that we're now in this definite overbought area. And once something's overbought, then it ends up getting dumped. And it did. We ended up having this big dump here, along with a little bit of hidden bearish divergence, which is what we wanted at the time, if you're in alts. Okay, and now where we are is we've got these 2 points here. Was that oversold just there? Let's just have run over that. It was at 71.6. Yeah, so that was oversold. This is oversold. So 2 points there of being oversold, hitting this resistance is making me think that there is a possibility, and it's given me a little bit more confidence that if we choose the right altcoins, that is altcoins that are strong fundamentally, all right, and not just silly ones that your mates next door neighbours heard is a really good coin that you look on market cap and it's down at 932. I'm talking about top coins like Cardano, I'm talking about Algorand, I'm talking about Tezos, DOT, Theta. I'm talking about all these top coins, maybe in the top 50. But do your own research, right? Otherwise, you'll end up, you're gambling, and that's not what we're doing. We're statistically looking at the charts and then making a decision, right? So now you understand about this, where I'm going with this line. Okay, I'm going to delete this line for now. And show you whereabouts we are on the VPVR. No point in me showing you the VPVR at this point here because we've got no data. I need to pull some data that's relevant, and I think if I start the VPVR from here, because I think I don't think any of this is relevant, but I do think this dip is probably a good I think it's a good safe place to start the VPVR. So I'm going to move this so that the VPR starts at that point, and then we've got something to go by, right? And then what we see is, including all of this and everything that's been going on, is that, pardon me, yeah, we have in the last, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in the last 6, 7 days, so in the last 1 week, we've gone from here to here, which is, let me just do that as a percentage, guys, just stay with me. Alright, so we've gone up 8%, right? Now, when I told you earlier on, if you've gone up 2% in dominance, then, you could be expecting 4 to 5 times as much as that, right? So if it's gone up by 8%, then we're looking at 8 times 4 to 8 times 5, so that's 40% of your money has been lost in just 7 days. So your portfolio right now, if you're in alts, could actually be down 40 to 50%. Right, I understand a lot of you will be worrying and wondering what to do. Right, so if that is the case, then to come out of Bitcoin right now after you've lost all your money, then the adage buy low, sell high. Well, if you come out now, then it might be that you're selling high when you've bought low. Okay, so these are the things that I personally am looking out for. This is not financial advice. Just listen to what it is that I've got to say. Do your own research. Ask other people that are really good traders, like Rocky Outcrop and Jamie, his brother, like some of the other people that are on Rocky's Discord. If you can get hold of some of them, yeah, there's some. Peter Hugh is very good. And there's a few great guys. Right now, these lines that are sticking out of the charts, this is called the VPVR, right? This is like the visible range of trading areas, and this is live data. So if all the traders all started trading at this area and release their trades here, you would physically see all this move. So it's literally live as we're looking at it. And what I see is that, yeah, in 7 days we've gone from here to here. But look, most of this, there was a massive gap there where people weren't trading. So you got these big orders here and nobody here to put any sell orders. So then that started all of the buying. I'm talking about buying of Bitcoin and selling of the altcoins, yeah, because there was no downwards pressure. But and then likewise we've come down, bounced off of this one big candle here. We've got some massive orders there, and now look where we are. We've bounced off of this very big support of downwards pressure, right? So now this is telling me that there's actually a potential, because of the resistance that's there, there's a potential that we're going to see a rollover belly, Yeah, so we're going to roll over and come down. We might find some resistance here and then come back up here. And if you feel that way, you might decide to take some of your money off the table and go back into Bitcoin, maybe. Or you may feel like you want to be a risk taker and decide that you're going to turn around and take your money out when it comes down to, say, 42.5%, 42, yeah, about 42.5, 42, what's that, 42, 43, maybe, right? Now, you're getting where I'm thinking and where I'm coming from. There's something else to consider. Now, I mentioned earlier about the amount of people and institutions and companies and governments that are all involved in cryptocurrency, smart contracts, NFTs, all of the above, right? They all play a part. Okay. Now, obviously, it's all relevant. Everything's relevant. I mean, you know, I could argue both sides of the coin here, and I'm not here to do that, but I can. But the thing to consider right now is, because there's more altcoins now and there's more exposure to altcoins, then if the dominance, right, once upon a time came all the way down to here after the last dip, which was down to 35.4%, I ask you the question: is it possible then, if there's more altcoins now that do so many more things, so many more companies are exposed to smart contracts, to more people are exposed to stable coins that are offering massive returns, 8%, 10%, right? There's far more coinage now. Is it possible then that if there's more altcoins now, then when we do get a big drop, that it is in actual fact possible that we'll end up coming even lower than this stuff, 35%? Is it possible that we could reach the 30% mark, right? These are questions that we need to ask ourselves and think about. But to sell all of your money right now when you can see that there's strong resistance there, and strong support first, and now strong resistance, along with the resistance of this VPVR, I don't know. I really don't know what to do at this point, right? So I really just wanted to come on today and say it's a bit shit, innit? It's a bit crap. I shouldn't say that word, but it is. It's a bit rubbish because you've got parts of the charts that are saying do one thing, and you've got other charts that are saying do the other thing, and I can't tell you what to do. So that's it. So if you've got any bright ideas, then please go onto the Discord, my Discord, or attach my name in the Neverland chat of Rockies. And if there's anything that I've missed, or you think that maybe there's something that could happen that I didn't know about or that I haven't mentioned, please feel free to bring it up, because I'm a bit of a conundrum. I'm hearing lots of other video YouTubers. Cryptos Are Us. He said that he's moved all of his altcoins, or most of them, over into Bitcoin, ready because he feels that this is going to rock it up. Yeah, there's a lot of there's confusion going on right now. I just think that, yeah, okay, it looks, you know, straight away, if I was just to quickly have a quick look at the chart and then go, right, what's going to happen? I want to say it's going up, right? But when I look deeper, I see the resistance. I see the pressure from the VPVR. I see the fact that we're in an oversold zone here in the RSI, and the same with the histogram. If I bring up the MACD and look at the histogram of the MACD, MACD histogram. Let's just bring up standard. I'm not going to upgrade. Let me just get rid of. Let me get rid of. I can't have too many things up. Oh, the Ichimoku cloud. That's another thing to bring up as well. Let's get rid of that 50 period moving average. But remember that the 50 period moving average is pretty much bang on the dice of the 21 simple moving average. Yeah. So if you want to know where that 50 is, once I've deleted it, you know that it's at the same place as the 20. Right, now that's gone, I can bring up the histogram of the MACD. Right, so there's the MACD. Here's the histogram. And yeah, basically we're in the same boat. Is that the histogram is right up there, and it's rolling over. You know, it's rolling over. Look at that. It's changing colour, and the blue, the top line, is looking like it's bellying over as well. So most of these signals, I don't know, there's just such a fight going on, it's a 50-50. And at this point here, I feel like it's gambling. And I don't like gambling. I like to strategically think about what it is that I'm doing, place my order based on facts, based on technical analysis that's been thought about thoroughly, thought through, and then away you go. But this is a real tough one. This is a real tough one. And yeah, so maybe a 50-50 is a good idea. Maybe move half of your portfolio into Bitcoin. What do you think about that one? Sticking half of your portfolio of your altcoins into Bitcoin. That way, if it does go up, your quid's in, and if it goes down, well, then your altcoins will make your quids in. So maybe that's the way to go. Yeah, there we go. I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I know the answer to the question, but I can't tell you the answer. I can't tell you that I'm more biased towards the fact that I feel that that the dominance is going to belly over and go down and give us a second chance. Because if I told you that, that would be financial advice, wouldn't it? And I can't do that. So yeah, it's just very difficult one. But if you guys have any ideas and you think you think anything, then give us a shout on the Discord. Apart from that, guys, let's have a look on here and have a chat. Let's have a chat with you guys. Tony is helping people understand underwater, not just pump the coin. Love that he shouted Jamie and Rocky. Tony, I don't see you on Twitter. Turn it up to 11. Twitter, yeah, Twitter. Twitter is something that comes up, it comes up, Dan. It says, do you want to go onto Twitter? And I say yes, and then it turns around and wants me to sign in and stuff. So I didn't sign in today to do that. So apologies for that. I could have done that. Why do you look like you're in the Costa del Sol? Well, there's a reason why it looks like I'm in the Costa del Sol, is because no, I'm not, but I am away, but it is not in the area of Costa del Sol, and I'm afraid if it was, we could meet up. Right now. That's it really. I've given you everything I want to give you. There's loads. There's shed ton of information, like the Ichimoku cloud I was talking about. I mean, I don't know whether to give up here. Should I stop talking? There's only 2 of you watching apparently, so I don't see there's any point in really carrying on. I've kind of given you the information that I needed to. Is there anything anybody wants me to look at? Is anybody invested into anything that you want me to have a quick look at and go through? Because if there is, I'll have a look. You got 20 seconds to come to me and for me to have a quick glance at any specific coins against what pairing. And now there's only 10 seconds. So, no? Alright, in that case, guys, I am going to go over to my my stream. I imagine all the team are in the NFT thing on GME. It's possible. Yeah, very much so. I've been been away. I haven't been watching and supporting Jamie and Rocky. Not from a active point of view. Obviously, I keep supporting Rocky where I can. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's quite a dilemma. Thank you, Ronaldo, and yeah, thank you, Dan, for staying with me. You both are gentlemen, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the time when we can all meet up, and I'm sure it'll happen soon. Alright, guys, with that, I'm going to try and sign out of this thing now. Bear in mind, this is this new setup. Well, not a new setup, it's what it is. Cool, thanks, Dan. And yeah, I will. Where's the stop button? End stream. There it is. I found it. All right, man. Thanks ever so much.